So let's try and make a video review on probably the most popular topic I see on the chat forums, the accommodations. So I should probably mention before that in this video we will not cover in details things like prices, which may change in time and also depend on the location and conditions of the housing. So if I move to a new city, I would probably consider these factors before I go ahead and check myself any of the options. So let's say I'm looking for an apartment. The very first thing that pops in mind is what kind of place I can afford, that is budget. And of course, there are going to be additional expenses such as utilities, maintenance expenses, and other. Now, the next thing you probably want to consider is the location. Here might be such factors as proximity to your workplace, amenities, public transportation, schools if you have children, and probably the most important is the overall safety of the neighborhood. The next thing you probably want to consider is the size and the layout of the place where you're going to stay, whether it's going to be suitable for your needs and your lifestyle. You probably also want to know if the place where you're staying is going to be furnished or not. Furnished apartments typically comes with the basic furniture and appliances, while unfurnished apartments allow you to personalize the space, but it requires an additional investment in the furniture. Let's also add some factors that defines the overall convenience and the comfort of the place. One should definitely consider the amenities available in the building or complex. This may include features such as parking, security, elevators, gym facilities, etc. And of course, availability of internet and other utilities such as water, electricity, air conditioning, and so on. So I guess by now you got pretty much the idea of the proposed mind maps. And now you could rank those items according to your priorities. Like if I have to go to the place of work or study and have to do it every day and spend a lot of time in the traffic jam, and here if my priority, if it was budget or maybe if it was location, would significantly affect the way I would choose the apartment. So let's say I set convenience as priority. So I probably wouldn't mind spending some extra time in the traffic. Thus, I might be interested in looking even at a bit more remote locations that has fresher air and maybe even more expensive. So once I found out the most important for me aspects of the new place, like location or amenities, now it's time to make the next step and decide whether I want to contact rental agencies or landlords directly. Okay, so let's put it also on the mind map. And the task here is to assess the reputation and reliability of the landlord or rental agency. It would be great to research their track records in terms of responsiveness to maintenance requests, adherence to lease agreements, and just general reputation among expats and locals. But here I'm not quite sure how you're going to do this unless they are represented on the popular web platforms such as booking.com. Or just Google their contacts, as I do sometimes, their phone numbers, and check the feedbacks that might be somehow connected to this phone number on different websites. So the next thing to consider is the lease terms. And besides all of the details that you might want to look into the contract, make sure that the contract itself, first of all, is in written form and also legally notarized. And of course, negotiations is very important, especially here in Kyrgyzstan. In my point of view, the local landlords and rental agencies would most likely prefer an expat client because there might be potentially less chances of having issues to deal with. So consider this as your asset. But on the other hand, there might be an expectation that expats are willing to pay more. So it might be just tricky to balance those things, but a thing to consider. And another thing to keep in mind is consider seeking assistance from local contacts, expat communities, or real estate agents who can provide insights and guidance throughout the accommodation search process. So this is it for the preparation part. In the next video, we're going to talk about Bishkek in terms of accommodation and traffic and maybe some other useful stuff. In the meantime, I'll update the mind map in the corresponding section of the website. So stay tuned. By the way, you can find the links below in the description part to this video. And again, let me know what you think about it. Any feedback is appreciated.